What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. Joining me as always, this little brother, bro shot, Jace. How we doing on this fine Wednesday?
Doing well. Hoping my camera actually's not coming in bad.
No, it's great now.
Okay. I was gonna say I blame the internet. I blame the storm somewhere.
Yeah, because you were looking like Javon for a second, but now you're
Oh,
crisp and clean.
Well, I did just upgrade the Apple software, so I didn't know if that was probably messing with it.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah, they probably hadn't got all the plugins right.
Huh?
So they probably don't have all the plugins right and all that fun stuff.
Probably not. All right, let's see who's here hanging out with us on another great wacky Wednesday. Snake Eyes. Howdy, partner. The Snake Eyes is already answering, so we'll hold those for our 9 o'clock hour kickoff. The King is in the building. What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey, since you're finally here, can you give me a Mo? Hear ye?
Me?
Yes, men on a mission.
Hear he, King Booker.
Man, his ridiculous reading of King Mabel's coronation.
No, I was like, that wasn't King Booker. Oh man, that was King Mabel. I gotta watch it. I ain't seen that in a while.
Right. James Green is here. What's up, my man?
What's going on, James?
What's the deal, Jalen Parks?
I just touched down in Philly. Oh, I'm sorry.
Lots of Amazon Prime deals. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you got my text?
Yes, it did.
Yes. Because the clock is ticking.
I was saying, when does that end?
This week.
Tell me that.
Yeah. Hey man, try to put it hip.
Hey man,
it's gonna be the same stuff, but the price won't be the same later.
It's like, oh, did you want that up $20? Sorry.
Right. Omega 579's here. Hey, what's shaking? Other than this fortress, waiting for the hurricane to blow through. Oh man, I hope it will go by with just a summer breeze on you. I guess it's fall breeze now.
Make you feel fine.
Play Tarbley's here. Yo. Hey, Jeff, Jason, Chief, and the crew. Wait on Chief. He's the one that gave me this idea for the show. So
you did give him the invitation about 2 seconds before he logged us in.
Well, I mean, I figured this way he wouldn't be sitting around waiting 5 minutes. So
I mean, he's probably actually waiting on the camera and actually say, enter the studio. He's not going to live that down for at least the rest of the month.
No, he will not. Mark A. What's up, Mark?
Good old Mark.
Super Lyles brothers. Hey, we could be plumbers like Moxley.
Yeah.
Austin Wallace. How goes it, people?
Let's go on.
Absolutely chilling. We are set and ready. But we can't jump right into our topic of because Chief is not here, so he can't even introduce it. So we'll get into it. But oh man. All right. So I was reading a lot of comic books, and it slowed me down from watching TV shows that have gotten pushed back a little bit too far now. And I'm feeling the crunch because it's like, oh man, TV shows, I forgot how they have to be on the recaps. And it's like, I have to get up at 5:40 in the morning. That's not happening. Yeah. So I tried to watch episode 3 of Agatha all along. And I have to say, try kind of tongue in cheek because you warned me it was going to be bad, but I think it was terrible. Granted, I probably have another 15-20 minutes to go, but I was like, what's with everybody's faces? This seems like a waste of makeup money and time. That was goofy, but I didn't find the rest of it, or at least from what I've watched, to be horribly offensive.
Which one was
kind of like, huh?
Which one was episode 3?
That was where Teen said it's giving me second chance at love midlife version, which I laughed at. I mean, there are some lines that were pretty funny. Unfortunately, none of them were coming from Agatha, who I keep feeling is a bit annoying in her own show, which is not the way you want to go.
Okay. Is that the Rockstar episode?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's a few more minutes left, so I haven't got.
No. The Rockstar episode is the one I called you about. I think that was the one from last week.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so I think episode 1 is. I mean, episode 3 is the first of their trials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was the first. Yeah,
and that's what definitely was my problem before. Is Agatha is definitely part of an ensemble in her own show that she wasn't a main focus in the other show
right.
that she was in. So again, it just was like, so why didn't we just do this as Scarlet Witch going down the Witch's Road? I know, because you told me this is based on a Scarlet Witch comic book, which would make a whole lot more sense.
All right, we got to do it here. Say his name, he'll appear. I believe in the chief.
All right, Joe Hadley.
What's up, chief?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
He's decked out. He had to put on some extra giant gear for this one.
Looking like Brian Dable out there with a matching shirt.
It's good to see you guys. Good to see you. Welcome.
Wow.
Man, he's happy, folks.
Put a win on his face.
Woo.
Somebody is smiling and happy.
Well, I mean, he's extra fresh shaved.
Boy.
I mean, I think he got some extra parlay money on that one.
I did not, sir. I did not.
Want to buy a new shirt with this parlay money?
We're good. We're good. You know what I mean? We got drinking money this weekend. And we shall drink.
Top shelf. Hey,
You know what I
that's
mean?
too low. Keep going.
Libations, let them pour. Because I'll tell you what, we are in the house.
How far are we going, bro?
To the top.
To the very top.
To the tippy top. Tippy y'all. Yeah, man. What's up, Blake? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing, man? The chat is lively tonight. I love to see it. Hey, man, listen. It's been a beautiful week, man. The Joker has failed. The Giants have won. I'm floating right now. I'm floating right now. Life sometimes deals you these beautiful weeks, man. And this is a beautiful week, man. You know what I mean? Part deuce was the deuce. And I've just been giggling and chuckling and skipping. I was skipping down the street the other day, man. 50 years old skipping.
Were you skipping down steps by any chance?
No steps.
Okay.
No steps. I don't got the knees for steps. So, and I heard they're working on a Joker number 3. You know what I mean?
So clear. God.
Yeah.
That's quality.
You know what I mean?
For Chief to never see.
Yeah.
He needs to hit the Tony Bruno. Beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Thrice
So,
even.
yeah. Thrice. You know what I mean? Thrice even. Like Peter in the Bible. 3 times. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm glad you guys are here. Welcome to your Wednesday. Welcome, guys, to the Wednesday. Thanks for letting me on again. It's always beautiful when I'm alive back on the show.
Oh, boy. To the Joker dancing Giants game.
Listen, nobody puts baby in a corner. Let me tell you that first and foremost. There will always be a dance. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I was watching Footloose the other day. So, you know, whenever they do their thing, I got to get them to do my thing.
Did you kick off your shoes, though?
I kick off my shoes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know,
you get loose.
I do.
All right.
You know what I mean?
That's all I needed to know.
Hey, bro, it is on.
Well, since you mentioned it, and I feel like we all kind of want to do this victory lap together, so let's fall in line with these steps. On Sunday, I wrote over on Lyle's Movie Files about how the Joker had a terrible open. Joker, Folie, c'est soir, had a terrible weekend, and it earned a mere $40 million. That was way lower than the initial low. I mean, they were pretty cautious with their expectations for this one. They were going 70 million. First one earned 96 million. So this was a sizable drop. They were going, it's not going to do that well. But 70 million is not anything to sneeze at either. And then the week of, well, did we say 70? We meant 55 to 60 million. It's like, okay, that's dropping. 40 million was like, wow, you guys were way off, like horrifically off. And then on Monday, the real number came through. It wasn't 40 million. It was actually 37.8 million. That's awful.
That's crazy. People didn't want to go see a musical with the Joker involved. You know what I mean? Hey, bro, I love to see it too, man. Love seeing you. Yes, indeed. Let's give the boy a hand.
Hear from my baby.
Yeah, man. I listen, man. Nobody wanted to see a Joker musical? That's crazy, isn't it? As we sit here talking to each other on a beautiful Wednesday night.
Wow.
It's amazing, right? It's amazing to be here.
Jason,
and you say to yourself,
beautiful count.
Who asked for this Joker movie? And then who asked for the Joker movie to be a musical?
Okay.
No one.
I mean, like, here's the funny thing. You had a new creative team come in before this was announced and say, hey, we're going to do Joker. There should have been, no, you're not going to do a Joker. You're not going to spend the studio's money, $200 million plus. And it may have been, I think, Jeff, I might have sent you some. It may have been north of $300 million plus.
So it's 200 million. Budget. 200 million to make this movie. I'm not going to see it. I don't care because I know it's not going to be nominated for anything. So I can safely never watch this movie. I'm going to pull a chief. And then they spent somehow a ridiculous an extra $100 million in marketing. That wasn't going to make anybody want to see this movie. So they're looking that they have to make $450 million to make a profit. This thing is not going to sniff $100 million domestically. They better hope overseas they can get to maybe 150 or 200 million. This thing's a DOA film right from the jump. It's not even predicted to be number one at the box office this coming weekend. And James Gunn made sure to put on the Teflon gloves, as you know, somebody tweeted him on Twitter, bro, why there's no DC Studio logo on Joker Folie Deux? And Gunn said, because it's not a DC Studios film. I'm sorry. He said this on Threads, not Twitter, because he's good. And someone else said, the fact that you had to tell somebody that is crazy. People, the first one wasn't. What makes you think the second one's going to be any different? Then Gunn said, just to complicate the water some, well, I get why they would think that. They know Penguin is DC Studios, and the Batman 2 is. All future films with DC characters will be DC Studios. So that settled everything. And it sounded like Todd Phillips didn't want to have anything to do with DC Studios. He didn't want to make a comic book movie, which makes it even more ridiculous that this got greenlit in the first place. Oh,
I'm just trying to understand why you give somebody your IP that doesn't want to use your IP. I just want to use the name. Then make a movie that says author. I mean, but you probably can't even use author because there is a, 1980s movie author. So call him Jack. Whatever. You don't have to. There is nothing that truly connects this other than saying, oh, we have a Bruce Wayne character. We didn't even need. We just throw him in for just it's and giggles, okay? Like that, you had no reason. So putting $300 million of your studio's money up already doesn't look like a great investment. I don't care.
Can you pause for a second to just appreciate this glow on Chief's face? I mean, this dude looks like he won all the lotteries, all the parlays. He is absolutely beaming. He's not just happy. He's glowing.
The light on his camera looks
right. He's like,
I feel like what's that? Stand By Me, when the dude at the pie eating contest, he ate the castor oil and then he just kind of sat back and watched everybody throw up, just like, yeah, yeah. And that's how I feel. I'm just watching everybody just throw this thing up, and I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing is, this was a one-trick pony. There was no. Hey, I'm really thinking there's a whole lot of money laundering going on in Hollywood. I mean, between this and Acolyte, I was thinking like, nah, no one's doing a good job of accounting over there. Right.
But you know, it's an art film. They can write it off.
Yeah. Mark said they need a Batwoman. That's what they should have done. David Zaslav was so concerned about the money wasted on Batwoman or Batgirl. Why did they release this movie? I mean, like, seriously, everyone who saw it and liked it was like, oh, it was really good. I never heard from people who liked that movie saying, I can't wait for the sequel. And typically, when you get a good movie, people are excited. It's like, oh man, what can they do for the next one? The second we saw Thanos do that little sideways glance, like, oh shoot, Thanos. We were all set. I mean, we were all set to go back and watch Avengers again. But then it was like, oh man, what are they going to do in the next one? Who are they going to show? Who's going to show up and join the team with Avengers 2? And what are they going to do for Avengers 3 and 4?
He looks way too happy.
He really does.
Like, this smug grin is just so ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy. Superman and Lois is better than any DCE movie that will be coming out. I mean, Superman and Lois is. Oh, you have thoughts? Hold on. Before we go to that, because I haven't watched it. Because like I said, it's just. Sean line. I needed to. All right, so just for further sake on how poorly Folie Deux did, and I want Chief to fully embrace this happiness, this happy glow feeling he's embracing right now. There were some poorly performing comic book movies as of late. Morbius, 39 million, better than Joker Folie Deux opening. The Marvels, 46.1 million, also better than Joker. And The Flash, the film that they said was so amazingly awful, 55 million opening. Joker is going to do so poorly. And let's see, on Monday, what did it do here? $7 million. No, I'm sorry. It's at a D cinema score, 33% Rotten Tomatoes critic score, 31% audience score.
Wait a minute. Did they screen this movie at all? I mean, it does not. This does not make sense. I mean, because everyone. I mean, just go back and look at Chief's smile when he was waiting for this to happen 3 years ago when this movie was announced. He's like, "Wait, you're going to make a sequel to the movie, not a comic book movie, and it's going to be a musical. I'm going to wait and watch the world burn."
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. I feel like I'm going to leave the podcast at this point. I don't think I can offer anything constructive today other than this joy. I appreciate y'all having me on, man. It's a great day, man. I feel like I'm
a great day, not just a good day. Q would be upset. It wasn't just a good day. It was a great day.
Nothing can be better than the bombing of this movie, man.
Oh, just wait. There's still a Fantastic Four movie for you.
Oh, no. I'm talking about this week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just...
the Fantastic Four, I will have a bottle of champagne here.
Like, you literally, you know, like you do a thumbs up and it's like it goes with a fireworks emoji. Chase is just gonna stay like the whole way for like an hour.
I'm gonna come
non-stop fireworks.
I'm gonna have a bottle of Moet. When the show begins, I'll be unwrapping it, saying hello to everyone, and then I shall pour and drink while I get drunker and drunker that episode now. So the episode may come out as one big long beat. But I will pop that bottle like when Drake sent bottles to Charlemagne. You're gonna see this happen here for me though. I'm so glad this happened, man. I'm so glad that Hollywood has finally. You need to taste this. You need to taste this failure. Stop trying to feed us failure. You know what I mean? Let me tell you how I like my sprinkles, right? I don't like sprinkles on my ice cream. I get a sundae. I get 2 scoops of ice cream, banana split down the middle. Did you teach me how to make my sundae? I did, Mr. Johnson. Let me sit down a few ticks, you know what I mean? And he was like, why don't you taste this sundae here? You know, it had the rat poison on it. I feel like that's what they've been trying to do. Make us taste the rat poison. You know what I mean? Like we're not gonna notice that on our sundae. What's that on our sundae? I don't like sprinkles. That's not sprinkles. That's rat poison. Eat this rat poison. So look here, man. I want y'all to all run out and go see the Joker 2. Matinee, of course. And then
Just wait until next week when it's on Max.
Well, that's true too. This is gonna be a good day, fellas. Listen, if you got champagne, pop them. If you got soda, pop it. If you got a bottle of water, pop it, man. Everybody just go crazy right now. Throw that thing around, man, and enjoy your night, man. You know what I mean?
Preferably, if you have it, leave the baby oil cap though.
Well, hey, man, whatever it takes to celebrate this victory, man. This is a victory for us.
I don't want to know about that kind of celebration.
We knew it was coming. We said it was coming, and it came to fruition. And now we can just sit back and be like, yeah. Who's the next fall in line? Is it Fantastic Four to fall?
Believe so. Either that or Superman.
Long neck Superman. Oh man. I tell you what, man.
Long neck Superman. Hey Keith, this is very easy.
Web.
Sydney Sweeney and oh man. So girl.
You don't even have to pull out the gun.
Yeah, that's easy.
You don't need no gun for this. No,
Madam Web is just it's really far away from being the worst comic book movie. I could come up with like 15 long before I got to Madam Web. It's there, it exists. Is it an atrocity? No, it's them scraping the barrel of the Spider-Man license. So you kind of get that from jump, and it's executed by people who don't really get what makes these characters cool. It's just not as offensive as I was kind of hoping it would be, based off of everybody just saying it's the worst. It's not. It's just boring. Chief had to watch it 8 times to get it. But yeah, I'm never gonna watch Joker 2 though.
Yeah. Madam Web is a flat line. You don't have to worry about ticks. It's just gonna be straight line. It's not. You watch it, you'll be like, it was there. But you're not gonna be, you're not throwing anything at the TV bad. This is just, it's on.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was a little bit disappointed because people were like, "Oh, this is so terrible." I was like, it's not great.
No, I mean, when you hear that level of bad, you're expecting to go full on mystery science theater. You're ready for it. Like, I'm about to tear this movie up, and there's nobody even hear me making jokes.
All right, listen.
It's just kind of okay. That's the thing.
Folie do.
All these people thinking of watching Joker, so you need to go pre-order that. Yeah, exactly. Right. Blade says, but Jeff, are the worst comic book movies before Madam Web really old ones like Captain America 1979? New. No, Elektra, Catwoman, Steel.
The Halle Berry Catwoman?
Yes.
Oh,
but even then, I wouldn't. I mean,
you gave that a pass last week.
And I will do it again too. Eternals is long and boring. So that's, to me, I give them credit for trying something different, but Madam Web was at least a quick watch. Eternals, you could take 2 long naps and it's still going on and nothing happens. So that has to be in the mix. Jonah Hex definitely has to be there. X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Dark Phoenix,
X-Men.
What else? Spider-Man 3, Logan. I know other people love it to death. I couldn't stand it. What other X property am I not including on this? There's a ton. I mean, Madam Web was just so boringly inoffensive, where the rest of them, X-Men The Last Stand, how could I not mention that? There are a ton that actually got me annoyed and mad as I watched it. Madam Web, I'm just like, there it is.
Okay.
So, yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's what you're gonna mean. Yeah. I mean, Madam Web is not going to
Joker.
elicit any emotion.
Yeah,
It's
Joker. Oh, The Spirit. The Spirit was a bad movie, but The Spirit did have some things going for it.
Think anybody's watching that movie knows why he's watching the movie.
And it wasn't Samuel Jackson's performance.
It's not.
Yeah, Craven's gonna be bad. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Now let's see. Keith also asked another interesting question. So question. If Superman bombs, is it time for Warner Brothers to be sold again or broken down to assets? No. I think if Superman bombs, they're gonna have to figure out something else with a DC crew. Discovery may need to get out of the big boy IP game. I think the real problem is they need a Kevin Feige, and I think you need a DC Kevin Feige circa Marvel Studios phase 1 through 3. Excuse me. And you need someone working, creating movies like a James Gunn who's just throwing in some input for stuff, but not overseeing the whole deal. Because as we're already starting to see, James Gunn has some quirky ideas, which are better used in silos of the universe, not the building blocks, the pillars of this whole thing. What do y'all think?
I think we should all get together and watch The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's another one that's kind of boring to me.
Yeah.
Like it should have been better.
Yeah. Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl was bad.
Yeah,
Quest for Peace. Also
that was
bad.
a boring movie. That was a boring movie even when I was a kid. It's like, come on, like really?
I love Helen Slater, but not in that movie.
So Jamelin, the deal with Logan, one of the many reasons I can't state it is just we got Professor X with Tourette's. That was just I just couldn't get with that. Logan being all grumpy, man. It's like old man Logan. Oh, okay. It was just that was a joyless movie.
Is that what happened to Logan, Jeff? Did he die of blood poison eventually?
I'm not watching it again to go back.
No, I'm saying is that in the comics, does that happen?
I mean, they have a million people doing all kinds of things to the X-Men now.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering,
could have. Okay. But it's one of those deals where it's like I enjoy reading comic books, not because they make me depressed and sad and somber and want to listen to Fiona Apple afterwards. Logan was not fun. It was just like let's make an adult comic book movie. And I did not like it because of that. Like there are goofier, worse movies with terrible acting, terrible effects that I find a little bit more fun to watch just from going, that looks stupid. Ha! Logan, Jason and I were there watching this movie like, yo, this movie's not great. And we were in the 4D chairs that kept rocking us around like we were in a rickety old bus. And it's like, man, it was giving me a migraine. I just did not find any parts of it good. Jace, you want to talk about Logan?
No, I mean, I remember watching that movie, and it's like, oh, yes, you can use a whole lot of F-bombs. They're not useful. It just annoyed the story. It's like, oh, Professor X is Professor X has declined so far, and we're trying to save the last of the mutants. Like, I get it was based off a Western and the graphic novel, but it was not entertaining comic book movie. And it was, and I think another thing that really annoyed me is because they were so praising, oh, this is what a comic book movie is. No, it's a Western. That's why you like it. It's not a comic book movie. It has comic book characters, but it is really just an action movie, a Western movie with a little bit more sci-fi to it. But it was not a good comic book movie. It was, if you want to go with a good comic book movie, Avengers movies. Those are comic book movies through and through, and they're good. Logan was, this is what we've always wanted from comic book movies, to take the comic book out of the comic book. It's so great. You want a Western and say you want a daggone Western. Don't say we're going to give this one our first Academy Award. We should have given it to The Dark Knight, but now we have our new hero. We have Logan. Like, get the freak out of here.
Hey, Chief, put on your cinephile hat. Tell us why Logan's so great.
It is not. It is not. Yeah, I don't even understand Logan. I kept thinking to myself, how is his blood poisoned? Yeah, why is he losing his powers? Why, it's just more wise. But Hollywood, what is it? The cash grab, man. If only we could go out and we should write a script.
Hey, hit another couple parlays. Let's talk.
Hey, listen, I did. God, I've been there.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, I didn't like Logan. I think I saw the movie once. I thought it was, but what's the Deadpool made it interesting, brought it back. So what are you gonna do? If we that didn't happen, we wouldn't have had the Deadpool situation going on. So, but I mean, yes and no, but you know what I'm saying. Logan was, it wasn't a great movie. There hasn't been many great movies involving X-Men.
I feel like the Wolverine was a better adult version of Wolverine, and it still was comic book fun. Have you seen that one?
He was fighting the Japanese guy who he saved from the
Silver Samurai. Yeah. Like, I really liked that one. I thought it was cool. I actually didn't like the let's make him super mech Silver Samurai. I thought he just put on a little armor, did his thing out, and like, yo, this is one of my favorites. But that final scene kind of messed it up a little bit for me. And I wanted to see Logan plow through a bunch of hand ninjas. I wanted to see him fight ninjas for like 10 minutes, Kill Bill style. We didn't get that. It was like,
does the Silver Samurai sword actually cut through the adamantium in the comics?
It can damage Wolverine. So I don't know if it can cut adamantium, but I know when he fought him one time, he beat him down one time. Lawson's with us. I saw Logan when it came out, forgotten almost all of it. What a blessing.
It's a very forgettable movie.
Right. Kevin Feige from 2018. Yeah, because I don't care. I made my $1 billion doing this thing. Kevin Feige doesn't have that same fire in his pit that, oh man, we're taking a risk. Can we make Thor work? We did, yes.
Yeah.
I need that.
I need 2008.
$1 billion tends to cool you out.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't.
If you're smart, it cools you out. If you're not,
yeah.
No, wait a second, Dave. You've gone too far.
That was trash.
You have gone too far.
That was the movie. That was the anti-Deadpool. That's the reason we got Deadpool, because of how bad that movie was. Like, no.
I don't know, man. Maybe that movie would be worth doing a watch along. That would trash.
What?
That was
bro. What did we do to you?
Just saying, that one is so bad. Was this what you're talking about?
Hey, don't you can't anger me. You can't touch me tonight. So you don't like Green Lantern, I get it. But you know what? I'm gonna fall asleep to it tonight with a smile on my face. And there's nothing you or anybody else on the chat can do to stop it.
This goes out to you.
Right. Know that I'll be enjoying it.
All right. So Keith's with us. I love the Wolverine, but people look at me crazy. Man, it's so underrated. It's such a really solid Wolverine goes to Japan, does the samurai deal. So good. It's like, okay, this is an occasion where you can get away with him not being in a costume, and I'm not mad at you. And they can't normally get away with that. But I felt like this setting, the whole deal was like, all right, cool. You got me. And Chamberlain, yes, it's underrated. So much better than it gets credit for. Minus the giant mech suit. I would put it in my top 5 non-MCU, maybe top 3. I liked it that much if they had just had him fight a traditional, because old boy who was playing Silver Samurai was great. And they just had him in a suit of armor. Oh man, it would have been awesome. But the mech, just like,
okay. That was probably one. I mean, I remember the mech suit in that, but I think the mech suit that really is the worst is Rhino. Rhino from Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was just so disappointing.
Oh, Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, that was bad.
I crush you, Spider-Man.
That was bad. I was like, oh gosh.
That was
Because everybody, I'm like, I like the rest of that movie, and then it was like, all right, we were about to have Spider-Man go against the Sinister Six. This is a cool thing to do. We haven't had that, and then we got MCU, which is cool, but I would have enjoyed seeing Spider-Man versus Sinister.
Because the Rhino suit is supposed to be a part of him. You can't take it off or something, right?
It depends. Like he has an exoskeleton sometimes. Again, Marvel has let so many different randos come and write stuff where I think you should do this. He actually loves pigeons. That's why he's in a rhino costume. Do it. And so it's just I'm not gonna sit up here and
there was a time I used to like randos, giggity, but I guess
I heard somebody was raw dogging from a movie.
Oh, shoot.
I love that movie. She's out of my league. that is a great comedy. All right. I remember the Wolverine. Yes. The tone of the movie was just right. Exactly. Blake says I'm reading the Wolverine 1, the limited series right now, and the Wolverine follows that pretty well, or at least because it's having. Yeah, it does. That's just so cool. It is just like, oh man, just give us the ninja fight. Just do that. And then it's right there. It is so right there. I think maybe that's the most disappointing final act in any comic book movie that I've enjoyed, because it's so all you got to do, because they're hanging on the rooftops. It's snow, and I'm like, oh man, snow, ninjas, Wolverine. That means red snow. We're gonna see a ton of it. Arrows sticking out of it. It's gonna be awesome. It's like, actually, we're gonna fast forward past that part. I'm like,
I mean, at that point, you really could go if it was gonna be too graphic. You really can go Kill Bill style and put it in black and white and literally get around that.
Or just go WCW style, shoot it from a distance.
But I still think your least favorite end of a movie has got to be Wolverine. I mean, Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah,
right. That's just.
I have to say, there have been too many bad movies as of late. That Iron Man 3, I have softened my stance on. Thor, Love and Thunder, Eternals.
Oh
they were like, hey, we're going to push you up, Iron Man 3. You're not the one.
I just said good movies that you didn't like the second act of. Or you said the last act.
Honestly,
well, that wasn't the last act. That was midway.
Yeah, that's how I was like, it might be one caveat. I was halfway through the movie versus the 75% mark.
I didn't like the Rey Mysterio.
Who's that jumping out the sky?
I didn't like the Mysterio thing from Spider-Man. I thought he was. Find out he was phony.
I love that twist. I really like that one. And the whole crew was like, yeah. I really dug that.
I haven't seen that in a while. That was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and it gets you right to the next movie, which also to me is really cool.
That Wolverine movie gave me American Ninja. Right. Oh, those movies too. Hey, speaking of, did you see Ninja Assassin? It's a low-key, underrated.
Great movie. That was Rain, this dude named Rain. Right?
Yeah, right. And he was a singer. And I think that was his first movie. He killed it.
Yeah. I wish they had done a second one.
Yeah, that one. I mean, because that is one. Just keep cranking out till we say stop.
Hey, those Chinese stars come fast and furious, man. They were throwing them, bro.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, and the way he was putting himself back together, it was like, okay,
yeah, man.
Yes. Yeah, man, that was good stuff.
Yeah, it started. Look, even the opening scene at the laundromat.
Right.
Not the second scene. That was the second scene. The first scene was the dude getting a tattoo. Ninja. And then they showed the scene at the laundromat. I was like, yo, this is gonna be good.
And it was like, I was just like, I think I'm gonna like this movie, but it came out. It was so good.
And they didn't do a second. They should have done a second. That deserved a part 2.
I mean, but that was probably one of those. It did not do as well as they wanted in the box office.
You think so? Because I don't know how much. Do you think it cost a lot to do that movie?
I would hope not.
I was gonna say, did I play that one? I think I did play that one.
It just came out, I think. I mean, I don't know if you.
I saw the Ghost of. I mean, I've seen it being played. The Ghost of Shinano.
Oh no, I was thinking one that was on. I guess not maybe old school PlayStation.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, Ninja Gaiden.
I wish they would do that.
I wish they would do the original Ninja Gaiden, not the one they made stupid hard and can't even do.
Well, Oh yeah, because the original were so easy. So 2009 Ninja Assassin came out. Gosh, that is shockingly close to 20 years now. It grows 61.6 billion worldwide, domestic 38, internationally 23.4. Had a budget of 40 million. So, I mean, it made a profit.
Yeah, but
Actually, it says the budget was 30 million. Excuse me.
$30 million won't made.
And it made double.
Yeah, it should have made quadruple, really. It's a great movie.
Should have. I kind of feel like that's a movie where, it made money and they should go, all right, we'll do a sequel. More people will watch the original. And then I think that's one of those cult classic films where, oh yeah, and the sequel was just as good.
I mean, that's the formula of the raid. The raid is literally like, yeah, like the raid. Oh, this is good. Let's give you some more money and see what you can do. And then, hold my beer. I can do this. I got a story for you.
Right. Yeah. So, all right, let's see. More news here before. Wow, it's 8:50 already. That was quick. I'm very curious to hear your take on this. So, 2 Star Wars bits of news. Ewan McGregor did an appearance at Comic-Con, and he said Disney Lucasfilm is exploring ideas for Obi-Wan Season 2. McGregor said he wants to have Obi-Wan's Clone Wars armor and then do some scenes with Hayden Christensen. To which I say, please, make that happen.
And Ahsoka.
Right. Make all that happen. There's
no reason not to have Ahsoka at that point. I mean,
yeah. No reason not to do that. Like right away. Make that happen.
I mean, if you just need a little bit of like that's the majority of the season, and then like the last episode is whatever you're doing next. I'm perfectly okay with this. Like,
right.
You're going to give me a live action Clone Wars and just have some. Oh, I'm on this random planet. I hope I do something. But let's go back to this flashback. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Solid stuff. All right. Now I'm very curious. So Jodie Turner-Smith put Disney on full. Hey, it's your fault because she said Disney failed to defend the cast and especially Amanda Stenberg when folks were calling out people online. So she said this in an interview with Glamour magazine.
Who is she?
She was the head witch, the mother.
Okay.
She was the power of one, not the power of two, or the power of many. Right. So bad. She said they've got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting effing dogpiled on the internet with racism and BS. It's just not fair to not say anything. It's really unfair. It would just be nice if the people that have all the money were showing their support and putting their feet down. Say this is unacceptable. You're not a fan if you do this. Make a really big statement and just see if any money leaves. I bet you it won't, because people of color, and especially black people, make up a very large percentage of buying power. They may find that it's actually more lucrative for them, but everyone's using woke like it's a dirty word.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
All right. First thought, on one regard, she's right. Disney does actually write, hey, they'll make a statement, but they're not going to have continuous in the forums on everything. I mean, you could literally do it in a moderated chat, like delete all the bad stuff. But unfortunately, they don't have access to the individual actors or actresses' Twitter account and deleting everything. It sucks. Disney could definitely do a better job of defending it. But to another aspect of that,
however,
the second part of that is it's not just it's not a whole bunch. I mean, as we've talked about other films, the audience is the audience. You can try and bring other new audience members in, but we try and completely don't act like you just say the old audience does not exist. You're making a fallacy. Now, when it comes to Star Wars, there's never been a problem of diversity. It's always been a diverse franchise. You have to just, remind them, hey, our hero was Princess Leia. It's like, Yeah, the big scene.
Wait a second. I'm not with you on that.
No, but I mean, like,
She is one of the heroes. She's not.
Okay, but she's it's like if you guys forgot this, it was an actual bunch of heroes. It wasn't just one hero. There was a bunch of heroes. Everybody, with the rebel ones was a hero. Okay, let's stop that. Like bad guys were Vader and Emperor Palpatine in the whole Empire.
Wait. I thought the Sith were pretty sympathetic.
Okay, you see, and that's the next part of it. You made a bad story. But there are stupid parts in the audience that attack the actors and say, "Hey, creator, you made a bad call," and because you can make it as respectful as possible. You should have done a little more due diligence before you came out with the story. Because if you had just done little tweaks, nobody can talk about. I mean, like respectful folks aren't going to talk about you. The dumb folks who just think woke is anything with black people. Well, they're idiots. Just move on. You can just delete their comments. You can do a filter as we do from our stuff. Hey, if it has it, toss it out. It doesn't even come up on the comments. You can easily do that. People know how to do it. If you got stupid comments, I can filter them out, get rid of them. But back to the original thing is Disney. Yes, Disney can do a better job of defending their people. They've seen this continuously, like when they have movies that are female-led, like movies or shows that are female-led or minority-led. They do need to do a better job of like, hey, we got you. We understand. We will make sure we put out good press, make sure everything. We'll do as much to defend you as possible. And they definitely could do more of that. But a bad show and thinking another audience is going to come save them, that's not going to happen.
Two things. And then, Chief, I definitely want to hear your take on this. Kathleen Kennedy rocked a t-shirt. The Force is female. I don't know if that's necessary. I don't know if you want to do that with a fan base. I think it's safe to say it's traditionally predominantly male. Now, maybe it's 51, 49%, whatever. But, I feel like it's pretty safe to say that if there was a couple who was into Star Wars, it was more likely that the dude was the one who got his lady in Star Wars than the other way around.
Okay. But also, if a creator came out and had a shirt that said the Force is male, everybody would be like, what the hell are you doing? That's ridiculous. And it should have been, and that shirt should have, even though you're the head of the studio, you should have gotten called into the office. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're just, there's no, if I said, hey, the Force is black, I'm getting called into HR. Like, what are you doing? You just, I'm trying to expand the audience. No, you don't need to expand. That's not the way to expand the audience. Make good crap. That expands the audience.
And then I think there's a little bit of poking the bear where if because you saw what happened with Moses Ingram in Obi-Wan, she got hit hard. And her character was super, I know everything. But it was like, what are y'all tripping on her for? But see what happened to her. See what happened to Daisy Ridley and oh man, why am I blanking on her name?
Which one? Kelly
Marie Tran. Yeah, Kelly Tran, right? Kelly Marie Tran. This is something that happens. Don't go, we know this is, we're gonna make some men uncomfortable here. We're gonna do some stuff. Don't do that. Don't say that. We're gonna go against the patriarchy. Why do this while you're promoting your movie or your show? Don't do that because it's not necessary to sell it. I wanted to do something different. What if I took an approach where the Sith were made to be a little bit more sympathetic? And I still think that's a dumb premise. But I feel like in the promotions, in the interviews, they were kind of like, come at us, trolls. And the trolls were like, oh, don't mind if we do. So you then can't go, mommy, why didn't you say something? Because you didn't stop these people from coming at us. Chief, what is your thoughts on that?
My thought has always been my thought. Stealth the internet. You know what I mean? Every once in a while somebody comes at one of us, right? Hey, I thought your take was this. I didn't appreciate what you said about this. You were dead wrong. That's what's just stupid what you said. And I read it. I said, okay. And you know what I do? I sleep well that night. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, that like, nothing you say to me on the internet will stop my food from coming to the house or getting cooked, or I will not stop my paycheck from my job. It will not stop my car from starting in the morning. People listen, and it's probably, to be honest with you, it might be the studio execs who's writing that. This was terrible. You guys stunk. So that's why they don't say anything. He's not going to say anything bad against himself. This job was a piece of crap. So my thing is, why even take yourself to it? Like, I don't know why people are drawn to the flame like moss. Like, I'm going to jump in there and burn. Why? What does it matter?
Because they're jingling, baby.
Right. What does it matter with a person who you've never met, doesn't know, don't know, never had any interaction with, never will have an interaction, says about you?
Okay, well, some of these things are they're not just annoying. It's like some of it's super racist, super threatening.
Let me ask you something. Like the black, right? You're a black guy. You never had somebody call you the N-word before? And not another black, someone who wasn't black call you the N-word. I mean, I've been called the N-word by non-black people. I sleep well. Because it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter what you think. And until you put a hand on me, you can say what you want.
That's I hate to say it, but that is the problem, is when they have these folks saying they will put hands on you. And the difference between us is we can go out and probably not have to worry about somebody. Hey, I heard you said this, and punch me in the face. Son, that's it.
I remember Skins had a party one time, right? And next door to his house, and I pulled into his driveway. Matter of fact, I was dating Tiara at the time. I pulled up into his driveway, and when I got out the car, I was getting out the car, and as I was getting out the car, I heard, "Man, don't park your stuff in my." He didn't say that friendly, but don't park your car behind my car. He said something else, right? And so I got up. Now I stood my full height. I said, "Man, who are you talking to? Don't you know what I'll do to you out here?" He was like, well, what I was saying was that all night people have been parking behind my car, and I just didn't want anyone to park behind my car. I said, do you know the people who live here? He was like, no. I said, I do. I said, I'll see you when I get out the party. And I went into the next door and I partied. And when I came out, he was sitting on the curb. So what I'm saying is, people sell you those wolf tickets, but they're not prepared. They're not prepared when you're ready to bite, because they're just barking. That little dog. And Jeff, you know how I was. You know how I got down. So you can bark, but are you willing to bite? And that's the thing. Everybody's always saying something, but you ever pass by somebody who's having some kind of mental problems on the street and they're yelling something crazy, and then have you ever went and yelled something at them? No. Because you don't engage. They're saying something crazy. I'll kill everyone on the block. Ain't nobody ever say, man, who you gonna kill, cuz? Because that's not even the conversation you want to even get into. Listen, man, scream whatever you want, man. Continue on down the block. You know what I mean? That's not bothering me, because I know whatever you're doing is you're struggling, whatever that moment. That has nothing to do with me. And I don't have to get involved. I remember one time I was in a bad mood, and a dude, he, coming up saying some old crazy, I worked the city, saying, and I said, what you say? And my man took the same route real quick. He was like, oh, nah, I wasn't talking to you. Because whoever he thought, you know what I mean? Whatever was going on, it snapped. He was like, oh, something about to happen here. So you have to ignore, people are going to say what they're going to say. It only matters how you react to that. And you can let people control you with their words and mess you up, or you can just be like, you know what? I don't know that person. That's not going to affect my day in any way. And I'm not going to let it affect my day in any way. And you can keep going. Let them have their thoughts. Let them call you whatever they want. You know what I mean? That's why you have people who, you got your friends, you got people who love you. None of these people, these are imaginary people to me. You know what I mean? It's an imaginary place. I don't know you. And if I did know you, you wouldn't say these things if I could get to you. Because you know the internet is full of keyboard gangsters. And they go, oh, and oh, you know what I mean? And they, half the time, most of them, you ever see on the internet somebody eventually run into somebody who said something on the internet and that person usually ends up running from that person? Ain't you such and such from, you said this. And the dude like, oh, and he's just gone. I remember a long time ago, man. You remember the Pizza Hut in Kettering?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Cornbread sitting outside. Cornbread used to work in there. So me and him sitting out there one day, and this dude gets out the car. Big dude. Now I'm a big dude. Cornbread was a real big dude. And this dude was bigger. You know what I mean? So, they say what? It takes a big man to cry, and it takes an even bigger man to laugh at him. So he gets out the car and he's like, hey man, one of y'all Mike? And we could see the way he said it. We were like, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, nah. So he walks up the stairs to the Pizza Hut and he walks in. It's like, which one of you M's is Mike? And Mike about 5'4", right? From behind the counter. I'm Mike. He's like, I should have known it was a little leprechaun dude like you talking that over the phone. He's like, don't you know what I'll do to you? They'll find you in here deceased with pizza sauce on your face. And I just bust out laughing at that point. But I never forgot that because it's always on the other side of the phone line, on the other side of that keyboard, it's always some challenged person. There's no life because you don't have anything going on for you to attack someone you don't know and say nasty things about. Like, what is your life like? Because if you arguing with somebody, you're giving somebody who has nothing better to do with their day fuel. You have nothing to do with your day. You know what I mean? You pass by the liquor store at 8 a.m. and people are standing outside. You have nothing to do with your day. This is where your day is. It starts and it ends right here. That's it. And so you're just getting fuel. I pay no attention to that. You can say what you want about me. You can say what you want in the chat about me. You can say what you want on. It's okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to sleep like a baby. I promise you. Enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? I've never once been like, oh, this was a rough night.
I see. Last week you were like, man, it was rough for me in the chat.
What am I do now? You know what I mean? And then
what am I going to do now?
Nobody likes the Green Lantern. And it really got to me. So, like, stop.
And you didn't watch Daredevil season 2.
Right. Stop letting stuff get to you, man. Just let people who don't matter not matter. And just keep it that way.
No, we don't, Snake Eyes. We don't.
No, not. We sometimes people will get mad at what we said though, but we don't get comments like they get. But I mean, you have the right to say, it's a free country. You say what you want. If you disagree, you disagree. But I'm not mad that you disagreed, and I'm not mad. You know what I mean? That's not going to affect me that you disagree. Just like it shouldn't have affected you that I had an opinion about something that was different from you. And that's what people get in trouble for now.
See, you're never gonna make it far in internet land with that mindset. It's too mature.
I guess not, man. I just, so I never understood that. You're mad. People are bullying you on the internet. We had bullies. They bullied you in life. You couldn't turn off the bullies. That's enough bullying for me that I click. You couldn't do that.
We didn't have an off switch on our bullies. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, your bullies.
It's bullying time. All right, we got to deal with this shit.
I'm trying to tell you, man, that's okay. I enjoy bacon, not green bacon, but I enjoy bacon. If that's what it reminds you of, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that, man. I still love Green Lantern. It still didn't change my opinion about Green Lantern. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I may see it as green bacon now.
Yeah. Well, look, I may eat it I may watch it while eating bacon now. So, but yeah, I mean, you had bullies, man. You had bullies, and now people have bullies that are on the thing and don't turn off the like you ever go too far in your internet search that day, and then you get to some wild stuff and you're like, it's probably enough internet for the day, and then you just, you know what I mean, and you just click it off like bloop, and that's what you need to do with people on the internet. Sometimes you need to click them off and go outside and take a walk and enjoy something, man. You don't have to be subject to that.
Especially while the weather's nice in the fall. All right. Speaking of fall, it's almost Halloween time. That's after my birthday. But, Chief, you gave us the topic. I was like, hey, I need some help. Give me some topics for tonight's show, guys. Chief was like, I got you. Would you like to introduce said topic, Chief?
No. I think you do it so well, man. You have the microphone, and you're just great at what you do. That's why I come here to Lyle's Movie Files, and will continue coming.
Too loud, yes. Lyle's Movie Files. Great, thank you. Phrasing is important. All right, so she was like, "Hey, you know what I love? A great scary movie, and not a weak one. I need the scares. I need the hairs on my forearms to stand at attention, like my spider sense is tingling. I need to hear that creak in the back corner and go, whoa, what was that? Oh, it's just a bird. I need to go upstairs, make sure I've locked all the doors and have a little crack and maybe even put the nightlight on because some stuff's gotten a little wild." So I was looking around for scary movie lists, and I thought it was really interesting because if you go to like historic lists where they go the greatest horror movies of all time, they tend to stay really old school. They tend to go to the black and white era, which is weird because I feel like some of these people compiling the list weren't even around when these movies came out. So how are they scared of something that would have been seriously outdated by the time they were old enough to start watching horror movies? I'm like, come on. Frankenstein is scaring you when you were born in 1995? No way. No way. So I wanted to kind of look at our list, and I feel like you probably won't go with, some old school, what happened to Baby Jane. Probably not going to have that on your list. But as you consider, try to come up with some recent ones, and y'all out there too, because that's what we're talking about here. Scary movies that had you, So let's see here. Chief is the best.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. You're the best too, man. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming in and watching us, man. We appreciate all of y'all.
Absolutely. Hey, David Thanos, I have this on my list too. Final Destination. To this day, I don't get behind the truck carrying cars and logs. As well, you should not. And listen, I get a little nervous when I'm cutting the grass, making sure I count for all rocks and stones, because there's some craziness in those Final Destination movies.
I mean, like, especially that first one. Oh, that one was good. The second one was good. And I think the roller coaster one? Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're trying to single out one?
I'm like, each one, each one of the Final Destinations, like, okay, all right, I guess I'll stay away from that. I mean, like the long one, that one just freaked us. Somebody said, hey, it's about time for us millennials to get over going behind a log. Like, I'm not gonna be that idiot. Like, you want to be Davy Jones, go ahead and do what you need to do. I'm not doing that. I'll go wait, get a pass on the left. Like, nah, we're good.
Those were precautionary tales for some things. Like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, we some of us have seen some stuff. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. All right. So where we starting, bro?
You always start too often, Jace. So why don't we mix it up and go with Chief?
Okay.
Just do your first one since we're doing 5 of this.
All right. Make sure I get it right.
Dramatic pause.
Well, there was this movie, and I was trying to see. I want to say it came out in the 80s. I'm not sure. Yeah. So it's called Demons.
Okay.
And a lot of my movies are from younger, because that's when I was scared. So Demons is about it's I think it's a European film, and it could be American, but they're basically in a movie theater, invited to a premiere, and as they're flooding through the lobby, there's this mask sitting, if I remember correctly, on top of a motorcycle or something. And so people are funneling in, and a girl picks up the mask. She's like, "Oh, look at this!" And she puts it on her head, and it's like a demon mask or whatever. She puts it on her face and takes it off. And as she takes it off, it cuts her cheek. So she puts the mask down. They go into the movie theater, and her cut is bothering her the whole time. So she goes to the bathroom to check on it, and you just see it grow a big bubble. It explodes. So people are watching the movie. She was with another girl and a guy. So the other girl goes to check on her. When she goes in to check on her, this girl is turned into a full-fledged demon. And from that point on, the movie is just on tilt. And these demons, they start to come out into the movie theater. Whoever ran the movie theater has blocked it off, so nobody can leave out now. So they're just a bunch of moviegoers stuck in a movie theater with a bunch of people turning into demons through, basically, if they just hit you with their fingernails, you're turned. And let me tell you, man, that joint there was scary as hell. And it's still thinking in my mind. I'm still, because the girl who turned into the first demon, I can still see her face. Her face is just scary. And that movie, man, just
scarred you for life.
Yeah, man, that journey is still. I saw it a couple of years back. I was like, oh, this joint still hits. So, yes, Demons, 1985 movie.
They were really creative with that title, though.
No, man, they didn't have to be though, because it was scary, man.
Give them straight what it is. That was always the best, most effective way. Here's what it is, so you don't act like, oh, I hadn't had a clue what it was.
Yeah, you didn't. You did not know.
The first Hellraiser was very messed up. This was the first Pet Cemetery. You want to play games, Gage? Gage, want to play games?
That's the girl who turned into the first demon.
Is this before or after?
Bro, that's how she looked. And look, that's what I'm saying. So you already imagine that face, and imagine that face turn into a demon. It gets scary, bro. It gets scary quick.
I can't look at you, judge you both at the same time. Come on.
Let's ask the question.
That was not a question. That was judgment.
I'm just saying, bro.
Not the weekend, okay? Jace, how about you, since you don't judge?
Oh, well, I'm always going to go with the one that still to this day freaks me the hell out. And that is Creep Show. That scene where the dude literally the roaches get into his food. I still to this day, I see a daggone roach. I am like, ugh. Like, that's just Creep Show.
Okay.
Like, this guy is like, he's like a germaphobe. So he's got everything all hermetically sealed. He thinks he's fine. And then all these bugs just start getting into his stuff. And it's still, like I said, it still creeps me out. They had the one with Ted Danson and Leslie Nielsen, where he's like trying to get revenge on the guy. Oh, dude, I remember this. That was another good one. But if you want to get creeped out, that I think is still effective to this day, Creep Show 1. Like, yeah, go with it.
There were some really good Tales from the Crypt episodes. Just very small side. This is not part of my list, but when you were saying that, I was thinking of that one where the guy is like, he's in love with this beautiful woman, and
Andrew
he's
McCarthy.
like,
Andrew McCarthy.
Yes. And he's like, I'm gonna give her a little dose. And he's like, you only need one. Nah, dude. And it's so wild. It is definitely one of my favorite ones.
I was gonna say, I always remember the end of that one. And she's like, oh, I got one. No, you didn't. I was like, oh, guys.
Love that one. And
Yeah,
then the one with the
vampire one.
vampires. Yes, exactly. Vampires and werewolves. We have a secret of our own. Whoa!
Oh, what?
Vampires and werewolves.
I did too.
The Tales from the Crypt.
Is that the one which was
The little boy
the
gets
girl took
adopted.
it out to the hotel room?
I don't know if it's a hotel. He got adopted by this creepy dude and his wife. And he finds out they've got a secret. And they're like,
They
Tiny.
always go out at night, and the butler was kind of his only friend. And then at the end, the butler's kind of like, "All right, you gotta go," and then the reveal happens, and it's like, oh, "Okay, cool."
I gotta look at. Can you find out what episode on Tales from the Crypt that is?
Oh, I will.
Can you find where you can watch Tales from the Crypt?
Is it not on Max? See, if it's not on Max, it's a waste.
I
Just
do
watch
not
it.
think it's on Max.
Yeah,
There used to be a show called Monsters, and they used to have a weekly segment every week, and it was an episode where this girl brings a dude up to the room, and I'm thinking it's Monsters, and she's a vampire, and they're fooling around or whatever. She goes to kill him, and she finds out quick that he's a werewolf, and
she was on Pluto.
What Tales from the Crypt?
Uh-huh.
Okay, the episode.
Yes. I'm trying to get that one down for you.
Okay, Monsters is on Prime. I don't know if you
it's called The Secret.
The Stinker.
No, that episode that we're talking about is called The Secret.
The Secret. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A doll. I'm sure there was one. I don't remember that one though.
Yeah, I think that's one series I think could really still hold up.
I'm sure it would.
Smile was great.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh.
Part two? Part two?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, part one. Because I saw part one. You saw part two?
I don't know if it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay. You talking about part one?
Amazon,
yeah.
You should watch it. It's good.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Smile 2 Chief is coming out. It's got Naomi Scott in it too. October 18th.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. What's the one on my list? The Strangers. That movie freaked me out when I saw it. It was one of those horror movies. It was like there was no supernatural boogeyman. It was just crazy people. And that one hit way too hard. It's like, this is something that actually could happen. And it was so creepy. And it just kept going creepy. And when you watch horror movies, typically it's like, all right, well, we got our final girl. And this joint is just like totally subverting that whole deal where it's like, is this really how this movie's gonna end? Oh, okay. So the Strangers, because they got this creepy mask and they're just malicious for no reason. So yeah, that is high on my list. Chief, what's your next one?
So this is a newer one, and the last, I say, half an hour of this movie was just scary. I don't know, like the build up to it was just kind of but that last half an hour, Hereditary.
Whoa, you're not feeling it, Jace.
It's on another part of my list.
Oh,
yeah, that last half an hour, man.
It
It
takes the whole 2/3 of the movie to get there.
But when it gets there,
I'm gonna have to watch. I think I either own that movie or threw it out. I gotta figure it out.
Okay.
I did not like that movie. I did not. I was like, did we really get into this? I did not like that movie.
It got scary at the end to me. And I was just like, oh. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jace, what's your next one?
My next one is going to be, I'm gonna go with 30 Days a Night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That was a good movie.
Yeah, that was one of those vampire movies that was not nice. It was, I mean, especially, we'd gone years of seeing vampires cool and they can assimilate and do whatever they want. 30 Days a Night was the creepiest thing I'd ever seen of a vampire. I mean, Lost Boy didn't even get there because they were the cool biker gang. These guys were,
and they never lose it.
They were monsters. I mean, honestly, I think that is a comic book movie was scary because that.
Yeah. He's like, "Where's my wife, Dad?"
I mean, they were just grabbing folks from underneath. I was like, yo, and they weren't like the typical
That was the neat thing.
Yeah, they weren't the seductive, sexy vampires you have so often these days. They're like Daddy Houston was like, I'm like,
yeah. They're the reason why I keep a UV light on the battery in the house, just in case.
You never know. You never know.
Hey, that's not a bad call. Those, I mean, them. I mean, like you said, they were dragging people on their houses. It was like, oh, you just like that was just freaking scary. So.
The Shining?
Oh, The Shining.
Shining.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's Simpsons joke. Shh. Want to get sued? All right, let's see. Another one for me. I'm going to go with The Orphanage. And I watched that. It's about a little kid who gets lost in an orphanage. And it was so creepy that when I'm watching the movie, and then I was watching it in my old place, and it had this very long corridor hallway. And so I had my TV here. And when I was sitting watching movies, the corridor hallway was just out of view. I mean, I had to make an effort to look into the hallway. And this joke, I was hearing, I was like, hey, because it was a little kid wearing a mask. It was like, I know logically there is no little kid in a mask in here with me, but I need to keep checking. Maybe I'll turn the bathroom light on just to make sure. So that one was what you got, Jason?
Kid with a mask waiting.
Huh?
Kid with a mask waiting.
Have you seen The Orphanage?
No, but I'm just saying there might be one right outside your door right now waiting.
Hey, listen, if you see that movie, you would understand. It's just like it's got subtitles too, so you're like reading and looking up, and it's like, wait, what's that? So it hits just fine on that.
Okay.
Bro, what you got next?
My next one is going to be Train to Busan.
Good one.
That was, again, I love a good zombie movie, and that was the right amount of build up before you get your first introduction, and then once it hits, it's all downhill from there. And everyone just thinks they have a little bit of chance, and then you just start pecking, and just how when you actually had like the train, when they get to the actual train stations, and you get super swarmed by zombies, and hey, we're gonna get to the military. Ooh.
Marines, we are leaving.
Marines are gone. Honestly, that's when I get mad when I think either Netflix or Amazon. I can turn this on, and it's like, subtitles. It's like, you really don't need it. Come on, guys. There's a dubbed version. Just give me that. Of course, as I say that as I'm watching, what is it? All of Us Are Dead again, probably for the third time. But
All of Us Are Dead.
It's a zombie outbreak in a high school.
Yeah.
Should I watch it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're coming out with a second season.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Chief, what's next?
Dog Soldiers.
All right. Hopefully Jamelin's still on to vouch for it.
Dog Soldiers. It's a werewolf movie, man.
2002.
And it's one of the best werewolf movies that I've seen. Top 3.
Oh, it had Alfred in it.
Yes. Just a bunch of the what do the guys call who go for the weekends? Reservists, bunch of reservists out there on a.
I knew he would have it for you. I thought he turned us off. He was like, "What? Logan's worse than Matt. I'm out of here."
Yeah, man.
I was scared you off, Jamie.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, and I really want to see if it's actually on Amazon.
Of course not.
What, Dog Soldiers?
Yeah,
It should be on Prime, but I don't know if you got to pay for it or not. But it's worth having your collection. It's a really good movie.
Okay.
I said it was great, and so did Lawson. It's fantastic.
Dog Soldiers, man.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. All right. Let's see. Where am I going to take the wheel this time? You said Train to Busan. I'm gonna go with it. And you pick which one. I'm just gonna say both or whichever version you like, because Tim Curry and Bill Skarsgård were equally frightening as Pennywise. I might have to give a little bit of nod to Tim Curry just because when I was younger, I was like, oh my gosh, this clown is scary. And I'm with you, Lawson. Typically clowns, whatever. But in it, both versions, he was really creepy and very scary. And I think the most recent version, of course, was able to take advantage of all kinds of CGI work and really go hard with it. And they managed to keep it crazy scary in addition to, hey, let's do all these fun special effects. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was, what was it? The Faceless Woman in the new one. That is so I mean, that was a good scare as an adult. I'm like, oh my gosh, that thing had me jumping. Like that. I mean, I'm still trying to understand how I can actually be around clowns because I mean, watching the original It, like Tim Curry was freaking scary.
You're all gonna float.
You all float down here. Like
you will.
Yeah, but I think that the It Part Ones, regardless of the version, I think those still hold up very well.
Right before she jumped. This is for you, Damien.
All right, let's see here. Chief, you got another one?
Yeah, this movie scared the hell out of me, man.
Okay.
First time I saw it, man. It's actually frightening, man. The Grudge.
Yes.
Okay.
Bro, that movie was scary for a long time, man. And like you don't know, like, so yeah, man. I'm normally not scared by like scary movies don't scare me. And most of the ones pretty much all the ones I've named tonight have given me that. But I remember The Grudge, man. The first time that joint came out, Shorty came. She was coming out. She might have been coming from the ceiling or something, and she was up in that room. Man, that was it for me, bro. It was like, and to this day, I don't like walking in people's houses that I don't know. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what's gonna latch onto you while you're in there. And the Grudge taught you that. Yeah, man.
I hope it was worth being on the couch for a whole month, Austin.
Yeah, especially after if that thing was fresh in her mind.
Right. I'm glad you got a good laugh out of this, Austin.
Oh. You think you're funny, don't you? Yeah, I do.
It's funny when you're on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, you have any more, bro?
I'm gonna go with the easiest one. Oh, I'm gonna go with this is my last one. I'm gonna go with Us by Jordan Peele. Like, gosh, what's her name?
Lupita. We should have been nominated for an Oscar for that.
Lupita's voice in that scares the heck out of me. I mean, I think I did that to my wife, and she also was like, seriously, you need to stop. Like, it's not cool.
Couch does look comfortable, by the way.
But yeah. But I thought that was, and just the way they moved in that, like a little kid, I'm like, you need to stop. Okay, what you doing? Just
Miles.
Yeah, but that's definitely one on my list.
I put Get Out for my list because it was just like, this is creepy and scary in a whole different way.
Yeah.
And I like T. I like T. So yeah, Chief, you got any more?
I've got a couple more.
All right, what you got?
The Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland. Yo, when that dog and that dude fell asleep together, and the dog had the dude's face. Remember the boxer? He had a boxer with him. And you know, I did it for you. I box. Both my babies are boxers. And that movie was scary as hell because considering the time, I was young when I saw it, and I remember not wanting to go to sleep that night. Like I actually checked under my bed for a pod. You gotta make sure, man.
Hey, honestly, I mean, when we were kids, you had to look under your bed, just kind of, all right, I've seen too much here.
That's why all my beds from that time on have been low beds. Like I know they're not fitting a pod under this one. You want me to go a few more?
Yeah, what else you got?
Conjuring 2, Valak. That joint was scary to me, man. And the last but not two more. The Thing.
Was that the one at the house?
What do you say?
Okay.
The joint with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Again, early 80s joint. It was scary. And last but not least, Night of the Demons.
Is that the sequel to Demons?
No. Oh. This one is about some high schoolers that go to party in an old funeral home. And on Halloween night. You remember that one?
It's on my list to watch in the next couple of days.
The 80s one too. So they get together. It's like maybe 8 of them. And this was the first movie that I identified with. Like I felt like the black character was portrayed well. Because
no, thank you.
Huh?
He said no, thank you.
Man, my man ran the whole movie. Let me tell you something, bro. There was a part in the movie. The demon was coming down the hall, and he was like trying to get the girl's attention. He was like, "Hey," and she was busy doing something else. My man was like, "Okay, then," and just took off. Like it wasn't even like, you know what I mean? Because you know how they wait too long. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. My man did not. Because I was like, "Yo, that's me." I identify with him. And I remember at the end, so you had to basically. It was a underground river that ran around the property, and the demons couldn't cross. That's why they never got out. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. And so the black dude, the demon was coming. Roger, the demon was coming, and my man looked and jumped through a glass window. Right. So he rolled. He was like, "I'm alive." Next thing I know, my man had to climb up a barbed wire. Use barbed wire to get out of it. Right. And he did it. And I was thinking, yeah, that's the same thing. Damn my hands. I'm getting up out of there. I was Angela. I don't remember her name, but I think you're talking about Angela. Man, Night of the Demons, man, was scary as hell. And like I said, it's an 80s movie. I went with my boy. We had to be 10, 11 years old.
Man, I love how you could actually get into an R-rated movie. It's just like,
you were just gonna shut up and watch the movie. These kids now is like,
oh, you couldn't do nothing else but shut up and watch. The movie was just like, it was scary, and at 10 years old, it had gratuitous nudity. So you was just in that joint like, oh. So if you weren't scared, you was like, then the next thing you know, you were screaming. So it was awesome, man. Night of the Demons. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Thank you, Jamelin, for backing me up on that joint. Lost them, appreciate it, man. The listing stream, Blake. Yeah, so yeah. What's James Green? Did you like that newest thing they did? Oh, the newest one. It didn't hit me as hard as the old one. The old one was to me way better. Just originality. I could be scared. Oh yeah, the old man with the apples. I could be scared. The new one, it just didn't hit because they're always remaking something. So it was okay. But if you want the juice, you got to squeeze back in the 80s, baby. Don't go.
Looks like
Don't
you
go
got the juice
for the new
down,
one.
Chief.
Huh?
Looks like you got the juice down, Chief.
No, I don't. I ain't Pop, baby. That ain't gonna be me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
All right. So one other thing I wanted to ask y'all: what's an overrated horror movie? One is like, come on, why are y'all talking about this movie still?
I'll give you 3 off the break.
Go for it.
Nightmare on Elm Street, overrated. Jason and Michael Myers. I never understood people loving those movies to they never scared me. Freddy never scared me. Michael Myers never scared me, and Jason never scared. They were good entertainment, but they weren't scary. It was just, when
Jason's upset with you now.
The first one scary or Nightmare? Because I sleep. I sleep light, so that's why Nightmare on Elm Street freaked me out so much because it's like just random. Be like, what the heck? It's like it always kind of got me.
No, man.
At the end of it, they were comical, but
you know what's scary in my dreams? I fall a lot. You ever fall in your dreams and you wake up and you're like, so I feel the sensation of falling in my dreams. But as far as Freddy, he never scared me, man. It's just something about it was never scary to me. And like I said, the Jason movies, no. Michael Myers movies, no. I always thought they were overrated. People have been going to them for 30 years now.
Have you watched the new, the one with Jared Padalecki, Friday the 13th?
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah, I'm not saying they suck. Mm-hmm. They're good for what they are, but they're just not scary movies. You know what I mean? That's not scary. Yeah. You out running, you running as fast as you can to do walking, and then catch up with you the minute you go take a rest. I've been running for 5 minutes. He had a slow bob. Let me rest for a second. Ha ha ha! I'm here. Like, hold on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, the original was the thing to be the scariest. I
like Jace too, Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, what do you got?
All right. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna pick on Chief because I thought my one that I really thought was overrated was Heredity.
Listen, I keep telling you. I'm
gonna say maybe when I watched it, I was expecting something different, and I'm going to say when I go into expectations, they were like, "This is the scariest movie." I'm like, "Okay, I'm ready to get freaking scared," and then it just didn't. It was just creepy and weird. And then that last hour, I was like, what the hell is going on? And
the last half hour was scary.
There's some scenes in there last like, man, all right, this is just all right, a little bit. But if I'm not going to take that one, I'm going to take Event Horizon. That's Lawrence Fishburne, I guess Sam Neill, and they're in a spaceship that has to travel some amount of light year to find what happened to the Event Horizon, a ship that is so revolutionary it may have gone past the universe and then come back. It's been gone for 28 years, but now it's back. I watched that thing for the first time in Amazon, maybe right before they took it off, and I watched it. I'm like, this wouldn't have been scary 20 years ago. It was scary.
They thought she was in the hell. And now it's back.
Yeah, Chief, you agree? I said, it was on a list like, oh, it's Harry's horror movies. And I'm like, no, that didn't do it for me.
If you had seen the things I've seen, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and the end of the movie, I was like, that's really what we got to. Like, I think it was not scary, and then the ending totally disappointed me.
Yeah, man.
Traumatizing your wife with these movies, Austin. Putting it out there.
Which one was he watching?
Event Horizon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like gross out like Saw, but it didn't hit.
I mean, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, anytime the spaceship been to hell and back, it makes for a scary movie, man. I remember crying at the end of that. Just finally relieved it was going off.
Mine is Paranormal Activity. I was like, why are we watching a movie with stuff moving around? This is lame.
I don't think I ever watched Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, she hates that it exists.
Do you remember watching the Amityville Horror when you were young?
Mm-hmm.
So
didn't do much for me.
Well, no part like I tell you, the only part that scared me was remember they knocked down the wall in the basement. See, I went to Catholic school coming up, so it was a big emphasis on hell and purgatory and demons and Jesus, and so they knocked down the wall, and I remember the girl yelling in the priest's voice, "That's the path to hell," and I remember, and that scared me. You remember that part? Like you could always see it was red coming from the wall because the dog kept scratching the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "That's the path to hell." And I was like, "Oh, that is the priest's voice." And I was like, I remember I might have did like 3 Hail Marys the next morning on my rosary beads. I was like, nah, I can't do that. That joint was scary as hell. Just that part. So yeah, but the house is real.
Yeah, they use it it's part of the Conjuring movies.
Well, I don't know, bro. I mean, because I lived in New York at the time. So I knew that the house was in New York, which didn't help.
Yeah, that wasn't. That was in The Conjuring.
Well, I didn't know it was in The Conjuring.
Yeah, The Conjuring.
Oh, that's right. When she walked through and she could see the dude killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
I was trying to go through some of these movies I'd seen that had some pretty solid horror aspects to them. I had to put them on the chat because there are some that I've watched that are kind of low budget and don't get a bunch of attention that are pretty good. But yeah, then there's some that are just awful and terrible. So we'll get to that because it's still October and there's plenty of time to get into some of these terrible movies. Let's see here. The House was the scariest thing in Amityville, saying some creepy real estate. Poltergeist, clowns under the bed. Cage, I hated that abomination. Event Horizon. I'm busy on Stormwatch, but I had to say something.
Did you ever watch that one, Jeff?
Which one?
Hello? Please. His name is Blake Tarpley. You can catch him in Miami. Yes, he needs to be stopped.
He must be stopped.
Yeah. You're a wild dude for that, Blake. I ain't playing. See, I think that's a culture thing, man. Because blacks, we don't mess with that. We ain't gonna play the Ouija board by ourselves or even with friends. Like, I don't remember anybody ever bringing over a Ouija board and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get down. So that is a thing that now I'm looking at you and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like you said, yeah, come on down when we hit Miami. I'm not coming down now, Blake.
You didn't walk over to people's houses.
I was like, go do it, man. Hey, Lonnie, can I fix you a drink? And then I don't know what's going on now. Yeah, he got way too cocky, man. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm scared of Blake now. Now I'm fighting the Blake. You know what I mean? Now I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Now you can't invite Blake to the cookout because it's not even burger meat. It's his next door neighbor's thigh meat in the burger. How do you like those burgers? This is an interesting taste, Blake. Where'd you get this? I was able to conjure up a couple of pounds, man. Don't worry about it. I'll explain to you. It's better than Wagyu, isn't it? Yeah, man. Woo. Hey, you definitely was something, man. You damn art students.
Man,
we don't
poke the bear. I mean, like, as much as we're like, oh, Candyman's not that scary. Like, yeah, I don't also need to try that out though.
I don't stand in front of the mirror and scream Candyman at no point in time.
Soylent Green.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. Blake, you wild for that, man. That's going to disturb me for the rest of the night, man.
He was wild in his young days, Chief.
He's probably still wild.
Member of society now.
Let me tell you something, man. It's probably a lot of stuff in Miami going on that you could probably attribute to Blake. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If that didn't bother him, then nothing's gonna bother him.
Man, the door wasn't closed.
Right. Like that accident scene, like, if he dies, he dies. You know, what? God dang, man. All right. You know what I mean? You know? God, hey. Farting in the bathtub, turning around and biting the bubble. You know what I mean? It's a lot of crazy things going on around there, man. Hey, Blake, I don't want no trouble, man. I apologize for everything I've ever said about you. Because, you know what I mean? I'm trying to tell you, man.
Games, guys. We're cool.
Yeah. Hey, Blake, you know what? I ain't going to make it past the sidewalk. I'll wait.
Check the ceilings, Chief.
Right.
Check the ceilings.
I put a little fruit basket right inside the fence line so that you won't come after me, and then
See, it's art students to do that.
That's that art student. That's what I told you, man. That's that art student. When you in that art frame of mind, man.
Frame of mind. I see what you did there.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That Zoolander, what's his name, man? Yeah. Listen, man. Listen, y'all do your thing, man.
All right, speaking of doing things, who are your nominees, dear gentlemen, for Dummy of the Week? And Chief has been on a roll ranting. I've said a lot. Chase, why don't we switch it up a bit and let you go first?
Okay. I'm not going to rant. I'm going to take this as logically and professionally as I possibly can. But my dummy of the week is Netflix. Netflix gets my dummy of the week for two reasons. Number one, with their stupid ad tier pricing, where we're used to watching Netflix, folks. We didn't know we had to pay for a Netflix premium to actually watch other things. So there's a list of 300 movies and titles on Netflix you probably don't even know that you cannot watch if you do not pay the extra without ad pricing. It's like, hey, if you just want to raise the price on it, just do that. We're giving you a discount so we don't lose subscribers. The people who don't actually stay with you are the people who forget you actually own Netflix and they've never used it. Right. So by making actually like, hey, if you actually want to watch Voltron or something of that, you can, unless you actually have a Netflix premium. Sorry, guys, sucks to be you. Then my next thing on Netflix is because, again, I'm not spoiling anything, but for all those of us who watch Love is Blind, when you think, oh, this, I wonder how many people they can actually have. Oh, I'm sure if everybody matched, they'd be able to do it. They gave the game away, I think, in the last week or two. They only have a budget for 5 to 6 people to get married at first sight. and if that 7th one really connects, they decide, hey, we don't think you got a chance.
Well, you can film your own adventures with a camcorder.
With your phone. Use your camera here, guy. If it's any good, we'll take the footage.
You guys stay together. They were really close, David. I was about to have a talk with Netflix tomorrow morning at 3 a.m.
Yeah. So when there is an episode, they say, hey, we decided that we couldn't afford to actually look after this couple and see what happens. So
they actually said that?
There's parts of it they say, and then the next part you have to all right, I don't want any spoilers of what goes on, but I gotta see this. This is so ridiculous that you're selling me on the concept that, hey, if our people get married, cool. but we really don't expect them to actually get married. We just kind of throw them in there and see what happens. So by actually them giving the game away and say, hey, we can only do about 5 or 6 of y'all, and if anybody else, hope you got a cell phone, send us in the footage. And now that the game's given away, they are my dummy of the week.
My dummy of the week. I'm gonna keep with our Netflix sponsorship here. I just don't understand why they have to keep in this day and age airing new stuff at 3 a.m. on the East Coast for the people to watch it on the West Coast at midnight. Who's watching TV this hour? I mean, I know, Chief, you wake up and you go to work and you're like, whoa, let me see what just dropped at 3 a.m. on Netflix. No one's doing that. And I feel like they have changed so much. We're throwing in commercials. They have adapted and done all this stuff with Netflix, but they're still doing that old release model. You decided, no binging, we're going to break it up. But for that thing, we got to stick to our old school mentality. That's dumb. Chief, what you got?
Man, it's just a shame that Netflix won't sponsor the channel. Oh, what do I have here?
Dove. Man,
a bottle of Manscaped fell into my lap here.
Bottle of Manscaped?
Yeah. What?
For that fresh.
Just let him move that merch, Jace.
So here's the first and foremost, I'd like to say, Blizzy, I'm not going to put you as dumb of the week. I respect you. Please do not come to the house. Right. And that's why I don't want you. Look, don't mention my name to those things that you're playing with at 3 a.m.
What are you conjuring up, Blake?
Right. That's how The Exorcist, that's how Shorty got started on that path, playing a Ouija board by herself. 2, why does the governor or was it the governor or state legislator of Florida, why does she have to tell you to evacuate and give you you will die if you don't evacuate? Like, you've just been through the last storm, you've seen the hurricane, and now you're out. Yeah, here's what I'm saying. Hey, man, the cows will let me know you're out there. And now you're surfing. People are out there surfing as the hurricane approaches. What? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And then they're not leaving their houses. And like, how many times have we seen people on top of their houses, on the roofs, and their house is floating down the stream, down the river?
Come save me.
Right. They can't come save you at that point. That's it for you, bro. That when you're on top of the roof and you're floating down, that is it. You like that. There's nobody coming to save you. There's no helicopters or nothing coming for you. It's over. And I remember I was watching this Mount St. Helens documentary the other day, and they were like, "Hey, listen."
What led you to watch that, by the way?
I remember the eruption when I was a child, and it just looked. I watched documentaries sometimes like that, and remember they had this older dude who lived on the mountain, and they were like, "Hey, we've been getting activity. This mountain is going to, in the next couple of days, this thing is probably going to blow. We need you to evacuate." I ain't going nowhere. It's never happened and never will, and this, that, and the third. And he was one of the first to die. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel like people, like, if you're telling me my house has a good chance to be under 30 feet of water, I'm gone. That's all you had to say. You don't have to explain to me what happens when 30 feet of water comes into the house, or where I could hide, or how I could survive, might be my chances. You don't explain none of that. I'm loading up the cars, getting gas, and I'm gone. And you won't see me till after it ends. And if the next one comes through out of that, that's when I'm leaving again. So, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man. But yeah, so people won't evacuate from the hurricane. I don't know why people are like that, but it is what it is. So, dummies of the week, get your ass up out of there. You know what I mean? Wasting all the resources calling 911, knowing they ain't gonna come. Hello? Just want to let you know we died. My name is Billy Ray. Yep. All right. No, you can't get here.
No.
Just wanted to have a record. Yep. All right now. Good day, sir. Because that's all you can do. You can good day, sir. So
Yeah.
right. Right. No.
That's so bad.
Right.
I mean, I'm actually reading somebody like their post on Facebook saying they're like right above the eye of the storm. I'm just like, that was an interesting call.
Yeah. Listen, man, you can't block any sense in the stupid. You just can't, man. I don't know what it's about, man, but once you ever talk to somebody and you realize, they're pretty stupid, and then you start agreeing, you change the different approach. You be like, you know what, you're probably right. Yeah, you know what, you grab that stove. Well, if it's red, it's red probably because it's just changing colors. Go and put your hand there. I'm not gonna argue with you no more about it. Go and grab it.
Yeah, you do your thing, player.
Yeah, do you?
All right. Well, speaking of doing, let's get on out of here. You can't teach stupid, and you can't teach that, David Thanos. Chief Jace, as always, thank you, Chief. We're so glad to see that smile on your face.
Parlays did hit.
Hopefully, you will have a similar reaction next week. And as always, thank you to everybody hanging out in the chat, making this such a fun Wednesday night show. Jamblin Parks, Snake Eyes, Omega 579, David Thanos, Blake Tarpley. Yay, Blake. King Collector. Let's see. Mark A.
Lawson.
Keith Cooper. I said Jamelin, but one more time because I feel like I didn't. Lawson Wallace. Am I missing anybody?
Snow Glare.
Rick Cage, Snow Glare. Yes, indeed. James Green, King Collector. I think that's everybody now. Yes?
I
think
if we
so.
missed you, we do apologize.
And
Yes.
I gotta watch Dan the Dan, I guess.
You do.
From
You absolutely do need to.
you know.
Thank you, Blake, as always, my man.
Appreciate it, Blake.
Peace out,
Hey,
y'all.
man.
Good luck on the parlays, Chief.
Stay safe, Blake.
Yes. All right. Well, that's it for us.
Chris
Of course,
Jordan.
tomorrow I'll be back on
Stay safe,
Live
Omega.
Figure Files. But for now, thank y'all so much for watching. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.